show you where the Prawn Farm is in relationship to the front door of the ICM mall. And then I'm going to bring you over to the buffet itself. And I will start to describe what it entails. So on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Prawn Farm, which is located in the ICM mall, and you'll know it from that insignia there, and these beautiful glass doors. And how do you get to the Prawn Farm? Well, at the end of this hallway here, at the end over there, is a Jollibee. You walk in the front door, the Jollibee's on your left side. You go to where the Jollibee is, and you make a right, and you walk down this long corridor. It's about 325 feet. When you get to the end of the corridor, you're going to see this beautiful glass wall. And then you'll see the menu. And I'll go over the menu for you. They also have, well, I'll go over the buffet menu for today. And they also have regular meals. So today we have mushroom soup, plain rice, mushroom soup, pork, dinakanahan, crispy shrimp. Oh, I love crispy shrimp. Chicken curry, that's one of my favorites. Fish fillet, not so much. Chop suey, oh yeah, baby. And I like the iceberg lettuce. And for the desserts, we have cucumber juice iced tea, cucumber juice or iced tea, and pineapple or watermelon. So here is the menu for the normal foods for the week. Along with the prices. Now, I've had the sizzling buffalo. I enjoyed that. But that's the only thing on this menu I can remember eating. And that was about 2 years ago. And then that's it. And then they have a display. Hey, John, how are you? Thanks for stopping by, John. And thank you very much for your most generous super chat and your friendship and the conversation that we had as well. Thank you. So then this is, when you walk in, the buffet is on the left-hand side. And I'm not sure if it's open yet or not. But I'll go through here. I think it is. It's a little after 10. Oh. I want you to notice, look at those air conditioners. They clean this place spotless every night, I guess. Somebody, whatever cleaning crew is doing this restaurant is doing an excellent job. So we have Roger, yeah? So Roger? Okay. I think I will, No. I'm on a diet, baby. What is this? Wait. What? Pork? Yes. I tell you what, we will try one scoop of that because it has onions. I'm not sure if I wish to have onions. Just humana on that. Crispy shrimp? Yes. Yes. Okay. This is wrong. That's crispy shrimp should be here. This is, oh my God. So, that's the chop suey. Yes. And the crispy shrimp. Now those, many. I knew that didn't look like crispy shrimp. You are Bakakwin. Okay, baby. And then, this chicken. Oh, I love chicken curry. Oh yeah.
More?
One more. And then we will go, no, next time for the fish, not so much. We will make me one dish of salad. Your name is Roger, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Roger and, yeah. Okay, let me put this over there. Well, I have to get change of 1,000 pesos so I could give all these people. I know they put the tips in the general tip box. I know that. However, I give them each a 20 peso bill, and then they put it in the tip box. This way they know they're going to get taken care of. Now these are the salads. Carrots. I'm not real sure what that white is. Cucumbers, corn, and lettuce. Vinaigrette or Russian dressing. This is some kind of cocoa maja. Cocoa maja. Watermelon, pineapple, cucumber juice, and iced tea. Polyhog? Yes. And also I would like a salad, please. Thank you. Salamat. We'll make a iceberg lettuce with Russian dressing. Today I'm going to show you some pictures of some of the bigger and nicer deck jobs that I have built, and also that, which is really, if I generate enough super chat, I might just tell you a little gangster story. True story, though. Could be backed up by any one of the people I'm going to name. No, ma'am. No, just only the iceberg lettuce. Yeah, just the iceberg, please. Carrots, I'm not allowed to eat carrots. The cucumbers can stay. It's okay. And yes, thank you very much, honey. Okay, let me have one of those also. Hey, we're live, Jack. Salamat. Thank you very much, honey. Well, wait, what is your name?
Jema.
Jema. That's right, Jema. Guapa Jema. Salamat. We got to get change. We'll get that in a minute. Okay. So, let's see. She didn't give me much salad, I'll tell you that. Maybe they have a run. Jack Thompson listening to a certain creep. He don't stop, that guy. He needs to be stopped, but he doesn't stop. You know that little bastard? He came on my channel this morning and left a derogatory comment. He came on my channel this morning and left the nastiest. He left a comment, basically another. He was in the threatening mode. The last few days, he's in the threatening mode. So this over there, that's the buffet where the people are. I'm just going to have a little food. And then I'll be back talking to you in a minute. I want to have a little salad. And yeah, he came on the channel. He's been threatening Flywoods. He's been threatening me, threatening Barry. And of course, the little creep couldn't back up any one of his threats to anybody that he's threatened. But let me tell you what's happening here. Let me go through this. Let me tell you why he's in the threatening mode. Number one, he's realizing now that he's not coming back to the Philippines. That's his fault. Number one. Number two, he's also realizing if he does come back to the Philippines, he's gonna spend the rest of his life in court. Now, the only thing that's ever going to be used against him in court are his videos, where he is going to crush. But now let me try to get this straight with you people. He posted a video a long time ago. He's going to crush somebody's head with a rock. That would have been Roberto. You're going to bash your head in with a golf club. I think it was another video. I'm not sure. I forget. He can take care of business permanently. Those videos, voice analysis, are going to show that those are his videos. This is not going to the NBI, where they have to see your face. This goes to cybercrimes and another agency that I won't mention because I don't want him to have a heads up on what else is about to happen to him. But I will tell you that I know for a fact that there are 3 different agencies that are going to be looking into his YouTube history and records. I know he doesn't believe, I can say this, I know he does not believe that the FBI may have taken an interest in him. Well, I do believe they did. So, all of his threats, all of his threatening postures, it's because at this point, even if only 2 or 3 of the people that are going to go after him, of the 5, go after him, he's going to spend an inordinate amount of time in the court system, number 1. Number 2, he can't stop anybody. Okay, Jack. Number 2, he can't stop anybody from filing charges. So if there are 4 people now filing charges, that's 4 lawyers that he's going to need to defend himself, or 1 lawyer on a permanent retainer. Either way, he's going to be doing a lot of traveling, and he's really pissed about this because the one that just jumped on board 2 weeks ago, if it's true, is a guy named Jimmy Jeniston, S-T-O-N. Jimmy is the physical husband of the woman he is living with, or was living with. And if Jimmy does what Barry says that he's going to do, Barry does say a lot of things. Some of it's 100% accurate. Some of it might be a little bit of embellishment. But if Jimmy decides to prosecute the little fella for sleeping with his wife, and that's a possibility, then he's going to have to pay. Well, he's going to jail, number 1. Jimmy can put him in jail like this. Boom. He files an adultery claim against his wife and against the little fella. There's no conversation about this. Jimmy has already been given all the videos he needs to prove. There's a whole, little fella, I told you once before, there's an entire repository with your information on it. There's thousands of pieces of information, all gathered through legal terms, in a legal way. Nothing illegal about what was gathered about you. Going back to things you don't want to remember, actually, and places that you want to forget about. What? Just like you went on Facebook and data mined somehow with one of your friends to get in touch, or you said you did, to get in touch with Daisy May. One of your friends got in touch with Daisy May, and your friend inquired as to how big my penis was. And you think that's fucking normal? You think that's normal? To go on Facebook and go through a whole list of people to get in touch with somebody's ex-girlfriend to find out how big their private parts are? Wow. Wow. Well, I'm not saying wow because the shrimp are delicious. I'm saying wow because you are one sick son of a gun, man. I gotta tell you, I'm not even kidding. That has got to be one of the strangest stories that I have ever heard. That you went on Facebook, not you, or somebody that you know, that's what you said. Went on Facebook and found somehow to talk to Daisy May and ask her about my private parts. Dude. The FBI is going to hear about that, I guarantee you that one's going to them. It's not even to prosecute you with the FBI. Nothing really prosecutable about that. It's just to show your mental state of mind, which is completely messed up, your brain. If you did that, or you had somebody do it, the last thing you want to do is advertise it on YouTube that you did it, or you had it done. The FBI is going to have a profiler review that video, if it hasn't been reviewed already. And from that video alone, forget about the other, there's 28 videos at this point that are going to be sent to them. Forget about that. Just that in and of itself shows that there's something seriously wrong inside your brain. So that, the Mushroom Man song, and by the way, you are the originator of the Mushroom Man song. I'll swear to that. You were the one that's going to be represented as the singer of the Mushroom Man song to the person you sang it to. With or without your face, it don't matter. So this is why he's on the attack. Everybody now realizes that there are some major things wrong with you. There are some really major things wrong with you. So when the FBI profiler watches the video where you said you had somebody go on Facebook, talk to Daisy May to find out how big my private parts were, they're going to come to the same conclusion that the authorities in Bohol came to, that the one that you got away with, no face, no case. Those authorities have an opinion of you. because they made a mistake, their opinion doesn't change. But that video also went without giving away too much information. It also went to a different authority. Two more. And Jimmy Jeniston, your girlfriend's husband, he also has the video. So he knows you're a nutcase. Now, you can say what you want because I banged a pot on my head. I also made several $1,000s banging a pot on my head. Well, banging a pot near my head. Sometimes it was over my head, that's true. But I also made more money doing that as a gimmick, as a kind of what they call a shtick, than you ever did on your channel. And that's what Super Chat is for. People put on a show that other people enjoy, and they send Super Chat. No, I could put on a show this afternoon that would fucking rock your world. Not about you. I could do a whole series on mafia encounters. I could give you dates, times, and places, which I would not do. But if I put the people's names on YouTube, these are public figures. They make movies about these guys. If you could get one of them to answer you somehow, get in touch with them, they would say, yeah, that happened. Well, they might not say that. To you, they wouldn't, but if I wanted to get in touch with them, they would be laughing. Let me go to my comments and see what's going on here. Oh, let's see what we got here. Hey, Flywood stinks. I'm just going to my comments for the first time. Let me go through them. Thank you for stopping by, Flywoods. John Boonbean, thank you for all your assistance with that other matter that we talked about. And thank you for being my friend. I appreciate that. One thing, I really enjoyed talking to you the other day. My battery is running low. Amigo, my bunta. Holy macaroni. All right. My battery is running low. It should be good for 7 hours. All right, well, it can't be running low. It should be good for 7 hours, and I only just turned it on. All right. Jack Thompson got it right. He's in the full retreat mode. He's in the full self-defense mode, Jack. That's true. Plywood says, LOL, the idiot bragging on your channel that you're Frank Battaglia, then accusing others of abuse, neglect, and scamming on the same channel. The NBI says it's all good. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the guy who cloned my channel. I guess you're allowed to do that, but if you clone my channel, let me tell you what's going to happen. I don't care. I wouldn't even flag it. I wouldn't even flag it if I saw you. Somebody apparently took my Alpha Male logo and my name, cloned my channel, and then left comments that they were gay. And then they were abusing somebody. I don't remember. Somebody sent me information. Okay? Well, I don't care what you say using a cloned name and a cloned channel from me. I don't care what you say. I can't stop you from it. I wouldn't take the time to try to stop you from it. But YouTube it's not going to come back to me. YouTube knows exactly who you are when you do that. YouTube knows. And I don't care. Because I don't spend any time flagging stuff or trying to take stuff down. I don't care. It's not me. If you want to degenerate a certain protected community with my name attached to it, it's not going to come back to me. It's not me. I didn't do it. But you just continue with that. See, I have a good idea who it could be, but I don't care. It's not me. Jack Thompson. FL is flipping amazing how unintelligent he actually is. Oh, FL, it's flipping amazing. It is. The man is an idiot. He's an idiot. Plain and simple. If you did an IQ test on him, it might come back in the negative. Roger. Roger, hold on. You will get me one change of 1,000, please. So I could give everybody a tip, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You get a bunch of 20s, okay?
All 20.
Not all 20s, no, maybe 10 20s.
10,
Yeah,
20,
okay?
The rest 100.
It's okay, yeah. Salamat. So I like to give them their tip now. I'll have each one of them come over to the table and say their name. And they of course put the 20 peso tip. There's about 10 of them. They put the 20 peso tip right in the tip jar, which is over there next to the cash register. So no matter who you give it to, or when you give it to them, they walk right over to the tip jar and put it in the tip box. It's a box. But if you give it to them, they know that they're getting a tip. Because most people don't tip in the Philippines. That's unfortunate part about the Philippines, but the people here are very just grateful to have a job. Okay.
Sir, only 100, sir. We have no bite 20, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, I think I may have some 20s. Okay. I will
The
look.
stock is 20 pesos, sir. Only 50, sir.
What?
Only 50, 100.
No, I'll work it out. I think I have some in my other pocket. Shit, I had 30 of them this morning in another pocket. Plywoods. Only plywoods. The idiot quote of the day. Barry Shaw talks a lot about penises. Plywoods, I got to agree with you on that. Every time I turn on Barry's show, the great Barry Jordan is talking about penises, but with good cause, because he's only repeating what someone else did. Oh, you're going to get so screwed for that shit, talking about people's penises. It's going to happen. Now, I told you that the FBI profiler is going to review your videos talking about penis, but there's another agency as well. And one that you probably wouldn't think is going to get involved, but they are. Have been with that other agency now, in communication with that third agency. Forget about Jimmy Jennison. I've been with them for now going on March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Going on 8 months. Okay? And of course, my computer, we may have had a blackout last night, but my computer should have had 7 hours of battery. Doesn't matter. When asked in court if his no-face video was him, he lied. And now he brags that he lied. He did lie. Everybody knew it was him, but we couldn't prove it because that's their rules. I'm surprised somebody hasn't shown him some street love since he was born. Son of a bitch. I spent all my 20s this morning. Oh, there's a bank right there. I'll go there in a few minutes. So, I'm surprised somebody hasn't knocked the rest of his rotten teeth out. Oh, yeah. Dude, he's going to jail. If Jimmy Jennison, let's talk about Jimmy as I read the comments. Jimmy has the right to put him in jail. No questions asked. He doesn't need the NBI. He doesn't need cyber crimes. He doesn't need anything. We already gave him the videos proving that he was living with Jimmy's wife. So Jimmy could do one of two things. Jimmy could just say, look, by the way, he's when he gets back, he's living with my wife. I want him arrested. Done deal. No conversation, no court, no review, nothing. He's living with my wife. Put him in jail. At which point, Jimmy can say, well, you know, I could forgive you if you give me 100,000 pesos a month. I could forgive you. Or I could forgive you if you just give me 1 million pesos. So Jimmy, if you're listening, you know that this is true. And you would be in jail and you would have to agree to that. Or you'd stay in jail because there is no bail for that kind of crime, and that is a crime in the Philippines, baby. So my computer, I guess we had a blackout last night. I don't know if that was a lady bar bar. Red Tanto, Salamat, progress report. Where's the Starbucks? That was Flywitz. The idiot often changes his name. It doesn't matter if he changes his name or not anymore. Everybody knows who he is and what he is. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to go get another plate. And then I'm going to go open up my my photo books, my photo catalog, and I'm going to to show you some pictures of decks I built that were anywhere from decks and dock jobs, anywhere from about 50,000 to 200,000 US dollars. And also houses that I redesigned from scratch, outside doors, windows, garage doors, everything. So you guys, you could watch me go over to the buffet. Put this over here, out of the way. Yep. Yeah, my battery died, man. It wouldn't have mattered even if I would have brought the charger, because there's no place to plug it in at this location where I'm sitting. So I'm gonna go get me some snacks. And oh, by the way, I came to the buffet at we heard the little creep say that they probably hate you when you go to the buffet. No, I got here at 10 minutes to 9. They actually opened up the doors for the. Hello. Can you go to the bank to get some 20s? You go to the bank, yeah? You could do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, he's gonna go to the bank for me. Of course. It works out very well for everybody. He goes to the bank, I get some more free food. And you get to watch me go to the buffet. Not that. I'm gonna have friend. And then I like it. Yeah. Yeah, so Jimmy, if you're ever listening, Jimmy has already had this information sent to him in a document with the videos from the material repository showing that what Jimmy needs to show the police. So that's a fact. So he has two choices. He can do what he did before Christmas last year. He required three weeks before Christmas 2020, Jimmy, I have the chat proving that this is true, but he required 60,000 pesos to get him through the holidays. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? And the fraud, the little fella, he gave Jimmy 60,000 pesos. Isn't that right? To get through the holidays. So that's a little bit more than helping somebody out with a few pesos here and there. Isn't that right? So you are already on the hook. You're already on the hook, dude. You have been baited and hooked. So if Jimmy decides to put you in jail, you'll have the option to get out of jail by giving him what he requests from you, or stay in jail. That's one person. Flywoods and Ruby have cases with two different agencies. That other fella, Kevin Tuttle, I kind of believe that he has a case going too. because he was very adamant about it when he talked to me. He left a message that it's definitely, now it's not just talk anymore. So Kevin is 3 people, yeah? Or 4. You got Ruby and Flywoods. Got Kevin. Got Barry. No, well, not really Barry, but me. 4. And Jimmy, that's 5. How many more do you want? Dude, you're screwed. If you come back to the Philippines, one way or another, you're going to jail. Or you're going to spend a lot of money on lawyers and a lot of time in the court system. And you're not going back to Jimmy's wife. That should be something that should be noted right away. You are not.
Only
Let's see.
100, sir.
Only what?
Yes, sir.
100? You got 120s? 120s? 100?
5.
Do you wish to have one? It's okay? Okay, there's yours. Okay, where's Jama? Probably hope send Jama over here. Thank you. Yeah. So what are you going to do when you come back here? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you come back to the Philippines? You're not going to go back living with Jimmy's wife. You're not going to go back to living with Jimmy's wife. I don't think that that might be part of the plea deal, that you have to not go back with his wife. So what do you got coming back here for? For what reason? You think you're going to find another woman here? I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends on how low you want to go. You know, you can meet a woman anywhere in the world in 15 minutes if you want to lower your standards to such a degree. But what are you coming back to the Philippines for? Nothing. There's nothing here. Oh, yeah. Except the shit you sent in ballot buy-in boxes. Yeah, that stuff is here. How are you going to get that back to the States? So you got nothing to come back to the Philippines for? Not that I think you're going to get here anyway. I think somebody's going to smack your hand long before you get back to the Philippines. Now, I got to go back to the comments. I'm starting to build up there. I do want to have a little bit of lettuce. This chicken curry is delicious. All right. There is no Jama. That's amazing. He literally said he was going to the bank to get change of hundreds, to get some 20s. And then he said the bank didn't have any 20s to give him. I don't think he went to the bank. Maybe he just went to one of the stores next door. No. Either way, I like handing them the money. They get a kick out of it too. Not much. You actually, Roger, you actually went to the bank?
Customer service, sir.
No bank?
No, sir.
Or you didn't go to the bank?
I go in the bank, sir.
You went in the bank?
Yes, sir.
And they only had 520 peso bills?
Yes, sir. We have no 20 bills.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I guess maybe they have a policy. I bet you if I go in the bank, they'll give me 20. Especially that bank. They'll probably give me 20 just to get out. No, that's the branch that my debit card doesn't work in. But it's not, I don't know anybody in there. Unless they transferred from the other branch. Well, I don't know about that either, but. All right, let me go to the comments. Damn, I said I was going to the comments and I didn't go to the comments, and now here it is. Well, I like to give the Filipinos a tip, and I'll tell you what, they greet me in the morning. Today I came at 10 minutes to 9. It doesn't open up until 10. Number one, they opened the door for me. Number two, okay, last time I was in Bahico Electric was, I brought them snacks. There's 4 girls in there and 1 guard. There's 5 people in there. I brought them 12 macadoodles or something like that. So today, I went to Bahico Electric at 8:30 and it was closed. The door was open, but it was closed. But the girl that takes the money for the electric, she saw that I came at 8:30. I didn't know what time the store opened up. The center, the Bahico Electric Center. So I took a chair and sat down outside, in the corridor outside. And the guard comes out and said, "Sir, please come in." This is like 8:32. The girl, her name is Sol, S-O-L. She put a piece of paper for 2,635 pesos, that's my electric bill, on the counter, and I gave her the money. Why? Because you can't give them cash, but I did give them macadoodles. Macaroons or macadoodles, something, whatever, they like it. So because I gave them snacks, the business was closed. The door was not locked, but it was closed. It opens at 9. It doesn't open at 8:30. But she took my money, and we had a couple of laughs about something else altogether different. And so a small gratuity goes a long way here in the Philippines. Believe me when I tell you that. When I got here this morning at 10 minutes to 9, "Good morning, Michael." They all remembered my name and everything. Of course they're going to remember that. That's what they're supposed to do. I remember their name. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether the FBI is scouring, the NBI is scouring his videos. His videos went to a third agency. I won't say which one it was. The man who runs the agency has, many different psychology degrees. He classified them after just one video. After just one video, he classified him exactly what he was, exactly what people say he is. That's what he was confirmed and classified as, exactly what some people told him. After just one video, the other videos only cemented the name that the profiler called him. There's no doubt what the profile called him in my mind, but I can't say it. I didn't record it, but he said it. And he said it as a matter of fact. It wasn't criticism or it wasn't slander. He just said, well, he fits into this category. So, from one video, they figured that out. But I will go one step further. I was not the only person to send the profiler for that agency videos, but they wouldn't tell me who else did and what the other videos were. They did say, we've seen other videos with this man, so I don't know what the videos were. Oh, YouTube loves people like him, degenerate. The degenerate aspect of YouTube. They love that. It makes them millions of dollars. The more drama, the more people go to YouTube, the more commercials they have.
Can I get, sir?
Please. So the more, maybe this one. So I'm out. YouTube loves that. Dennis. My friend Dennis. Hello, Dennis. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that's true, Jack. I say that to people all the time, but saying it to the people in the Philippines, I'm going to tell you something about the people in the Philippines. With the current virus situation and all of that, they have 100% accepted everything that was posted in the newspapers and on television. There are no dissenters that I know of in the Philippines. None. I've never even heard them criticize wearing a mask, ever. Never, no, not a Filipino has ever said this is an inconvenience. Nobody has ever said it because they don't have options. They don't have internet. They don't have television. The radio and the TV doesn't put that stuff on there. They only have what Mr. Duterte says. And the other politicians are all in agreement. So there's no dissension among the ranks. They don't have access to the internet to get a different point of view. Whether it's true or not, they don't have access to the internet. So Filipinos are they go along to get along with anything that's going on. And they don't have access to other news venues. You go on a jeepney, they spend their life texting back and forth. To get one idea, one conversation could take 2 hours that we could have on the phone in a minute and a half, because they say one piece of information at a time. There is no opposing opinions. When I interviewed some people, not on live stream, but I interviewed some people. What happened to the other one? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Where's Jamie? Let's take this up. I'm gonna have some fun then. Jama, you will take one, please.
Thank you, sir.
Only one. Only one. You don't take two. Ah, that's the one. And you, amigo? Huh? You don't want one? It's okay? You put it in your pocket or you put it in the tip jar? Where do you put it? In your pocket or the tips? In the pocket? What about the tip box?
You put the
No, I will not. I will give it to you. I will not put it in the box. You put it in the box. You put it in your pocket or in the box?
in the pocket in the box.
And then in the box. Later?
Yes.
No bakakon?
No patako.
You? And where do you put yours? In the wallet. There you go. The man after my own heart. Let me have Palihold. So you put it in the wallet? You put it in the tip box? No. She puts it right in there like that. Yeah, baby. Salamat. I thought they put it in a tip box. I was wrong. They put it in the wallet. I was mistaken. But last week I gave them a tip. I gave one of the men a tip, and he put it right in the tip box. Amigo, come here. Palihold. Amigo, Palihold. Come here. When I give you the pesos, yeah, 20 pesos I give you, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Where do you put that? Where do you put that?
In the tip box, sir.
Jama says she puts it in her,
I don't know, sir.
and the other guy over there, he puts it in his wallet. They take.
Yes, sir.
You put yours over there?
In the tip box, sir.
So are they criminals?
No, sir.
They're not criminals. You don't want to have them arrested?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That surprised me. I've never seen them do that before. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Yeah, Barry, he's been threatening everybody. Well, he knows. He knows he's screwed. He can't come back here, and he's going to get prosecuted in America, too. He knows that. He knows that already. He knows he's going to get in trouble if he comes back here. He's angry. Only because, no one would even know who he was if he didn't open up his mouth and threaten everybody. Probably no one would even care, but he does. He threatens everybody. The great Barry Jordan is in the house. That's right, Jack. The great Barry Jordan. Thanks for stopping by, Barry. Yeah. You got him. You got him good this week with Jimmy Jennison. And I might even do a live stream. and put your name and Jimmy Jennison's name in the live stream, what could be done? I would have to look up some research on the law, and then I would give you the law about adultery, and I'll give Jimmy my opinion. I know what I would do. I know exactly what I would do. He'd go to jail, number one. And then he keeps claiming that he has millions of pesos in the bank. I would tell Jimmy that he should get an up-to-date number and work something out with the little fella, whatever that is. But I know he would go to jail, number one. Because, let me tell you what, he would do it to anybody else. He's already threatened everybody in the community with jail, death, having your head crushed with a rock, beating you up, taking care of your parents. He's already threatened at least 12, 13, 14 people with criminal threats. I think he should go to jail. I think he should. For something. But now the possibility exists that he's going to go to jail for 2 or 3 different things. And the possibility exists. Now I'm going to go get some more chicken curry. It's definitely possible. Yeah, that chicken curry is delicious today. So now you want to know why this buffet is really good? Let me tell you why. Okay, so a lot of buffets are 1,200 pesos now. Well, they don't have them anymore, but 3 years ago, the buffet at the Bellevue Hotel 4 years ago, it was $25, 1,250 pesos. I don't know what it will be when they open up again. That's the equivalent of 3 days labor in the Philippines. So if you took your wife out for her birthday or something, you'd have to work and take 6 days' wages, or 3 for your wife and 3 for you, in order to have one buffet. Now the Henin just raised it up to 1,120. It was 1,000, and now they're extorting you for another 120 pesos, and they're giving you free soda and free wine or beer. But I don't drink soda or wine or beer. So if you tell them you don't want to pay for it, they say, sorry, son. Fixed price. But the way they have it is the buffet is $9.99 and the soda and the beer is another 120 pesos. But you don't have an option for that. So it's not like one inclusive price. They make it look like on paper that they're giving you two different things for one great valuable price. But I don't think I'll ever go back to the Hen Inn again. Not at that price. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, you think about 3 days' wages for a Filipino or more at the Bellevue, and you think about what you make in America a day, $100, $150 for the day. That means you're paying $450 for one meal. Who's going to do that? Of course, it's in dollars, but it's still 3 days' wages. I don't think it's fair to the Filipinos. All right, let me, I guess you guys don't want to hear mafia stories, so that's okay. Hey, Barry, yeah, that's the jackhammer, baby. Soon to be, well, let's see what he's soon to be. Yeah, he's soon to be rich, Barry. Jack just landed a job to put a bathroom in for $19,000 US. Now that's hard work, putting the bathroom in. You gotta rip everything out. If it's all tile, you're working with heavy stuff, dusty environment. Working with pipes that have, bacteria all over them. I did hundreds of bathrooms with my uncle. He specialized in kitchens and bathrooms. He was pretty good at it, too. He was very good at it. And he taught me a lot. How to center tile, which, you can center it on one wall, but then when it meets another wall on the opposite side of the room and goes around a doorway or something like that, there's a trick to it. And on the floor, to make it look right, it's not easy. And I did a lot of bathrooms on my own also, from scratch. I take them out, break the tile up. I didn't like it so much. Too many things. You have to do plumbing. You have to do electric. You have to do the rip out. You have to buy tile. You have to have a good tile cutter. I have a water saw and a big tile cutter. Well, that got stolen. But you have to have trowels for the glue. You have to have 6 foot level, 4 foot level, 2 foot level. You have to have Johnny bolts, wax rings, and then you have to have a double wax rings, or with a pipe coming out of the wax ring. If you're raising up the floor 2 inches, you got to get an extension wax ring if you can find them. Not everybody has them. You got to go to plumbing supplies. You might have to go to 15 or 20 different stores to get your supplies. the grout. The color for the grout, if it's a custom grout job. A lot of work back there. A lot of work. And you got to get rid of the debris. A lot of work. But when Jack is done, he'll probably, and the supplies, God forbid you drop a hammer on the edge of a toilet bowl or something like that, and you chip the porcelain, so you just bought a $350 toilet bowl. Good to hear, Barry. That's good to hear. I would tell Jimmy, have him arrested, leave him there for a few months, just to straighten him out. And then he'll be more reasonable after 2 or 3 months in jail. He'll be begging to give Jimmy his money, and so he could leave the country. And also make it so that Jimmy doesn't let him stay in the country. So that'll be his airfare, on top of all the legal expenses. Oh yeah. Imagine with the 1,000 videos, 4 people wanting to file charges. More than that. In 2 different countries. Imagine he gets taken down by his girlfriend's husband. All of the work wait, if the little fella, if you're watching, I'm going to tell you something. I told you before. I don't care whether you believe me or not. Any video that you've ever made that's really derogatory has been cataloged in the repository. So that's how much you pissed off people. That people spend thousands of hours of their time rummaging through all your shit videos and cataloging them to individual threats, individual statements about people's girlfriends and their wives. Even the things that you said about Jimmy's, even those comments that you said against Jimmy, for however slight they might be, those are cataloged too, and they're going to him. Or should I say they already are there. So when the profiler, I'm going to tell you again, say it again. When the profiler listened to just one of my videos that I sent them, they categorized you in the exact category that we have. Everybody's in agreement here on YouTube of what you are, what type of person you are, your threats, your anger, your mood swings. Yeah, baby. And of course, if Jimmy doesn't put you in jail he has the option to make an upfront agreement with you for a one-time pre-settlement. But if I was Jimmy, I'd put you in jail. But let's just, that doesn't work. Well, when you sang that song, you were the one who sang the song. I didn't sing the song. When you sang the song, you sealed your destiny. Now you say, I don't have the right to be involved. It's me that you're singing the song about. You are degrading me, my person. Because you have no life. Let's talk about my jobs now that Jack. Oh yeah, creep. Oh, the creep. Is the creep here today? Is the creep here? Creep. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, that's right. You got blocked this morning. You still think I'm not going to build a hotel? After all the tools I bought this week? Huh. You are an idiot. Now, what I got to worry about is something that Paradoxical Q came up with the other day, saying that when my order went through to Lazada, if the guy who's selling the machine to Lazada is going to keep his agreement to get it to Lazada. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fight Lazada for over $4,000 that I already put in their account. It's hard doing business here. It's really hard. So, I didn't get I got a confirmation in the mail that the machine will be shipped out between the 18th and the 23rd of October. Now, I don't know if the machine is being shipped directly from Lazada or the guy who owns the machine has to ship it out for the 7,500 pesos. This could be problematic because that guy made it perfectly clear that he wanted an additional 21,000 pesos to ship the machine. Now I refused to cancel the order on Lazada, so Lazada took my order. In theory, Lazada has to back it up. Now I don't know how that's going to work out. Like I said, this is fucking Asia. This place sucks. When it comes to agreements, getting your order online through whatever means that you have to get your order from. So I want to show you a house that I built, inside and out. I did about, I don't know, might have been over $300,000. The guy bought the house for $250,000. Had no dock. It had a 10 by 10 deck on the second floor. He bought the house for $250,000. And I put, I don't know, I did $200,000 worth of work on the house. Easy, that much. And increased the value of the house quite a bit. Maybe I did more than $250,000. I don't know. I don't really remember. It was all cash. But I didn't have to work for the rest of the year. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. I'm thirsty. I'm going to show you some deck. I'll show you the deck. I redesigned the whole front of his house, everything. Staircase. I put in a bathroom downstairs where there was no bathroom. I put in things that I still can't talk about. And I did many, I customized his whole first floor from the get-go. Some strange-ass molding I put down that no one had ever done before. And then after I did it, his interior designer that came in and put the fucking curtains up took pictures of it, and it became a popular item to do back in the 1980s. Now maybe, I know they took pictures of my work and that they copied my work. I know that. They never gave me credit for it, but I know they did it. Be right back. Do you guys remember Monday, the girls are going to cut my hair, all my hair off, or pow. And I'm going to go to the girls. See the little creep, the little fella? He said the girls hated me. He said the girls couldn't wait to get away from me. Yeah, they hated me so much they invited me to their house, their personal house, so they could cut my hair at their house with their family there. Okay, so we'll start off with my friend Joe, who's now a doctor. He used to repair outboard motors at George's Marina on Cross Bay Boulevard in Howard Beach. So that's Dr. Joe. He's now one of the highest paid specialists in New York City for a very specific type of operation. And then this is New Year's around 1974. And this is, this is around 1974 also. It has to be 74, 75 because Joe was in the picture and he left to go to medical school in another country in 76. Matthew left to go into the U.S. Navy as a pilot in 77. Okay, and then that's just New Year. So these pictures go back into the 1970s. This is Errol, E-R-O-L. Errol was a black guy that married one of my aunt's best friends and my mother's best friends. He was pretty cool. I won't tell you his last name, but he was a pretty cool dude. And I worked with him. I worked with this woman, Errol, and my aunt. And this guy here, Sam, he owned, he was the executive at Gray Advertising. So him, my aunt, who he was dating, even though she was married, it was an open relationship. So Sam and my aunt were dating. Errol and Carol were dating. And they eventually got married, but my aunt never married Sam. But they stayed, I think they're still together to this day, if I remember, living in Florida. Now, this guy also was unique because he used to, Sam, if you went into the Waldorf Astoria and you walked to the left, I think it was the Waldorf. It could have been a different, one of those hotels. It might have been a Dutch hotel. Anyway, when you walk in the door, it had all that big brass ornate and the big glass canopy and everything. You walk into the left, and you went into, it was an ivory shop. Harris or Harras, Sam, Harari or Harris, Ivory. I think it was the Waldorf Astoria. And then, and you would go in there, and they had tusks from rhinoceros and elephant tusks, rhinoceros horns, and you could spend, you know, $100,000 for something that was carved out. And his store was a pretty good sized store. It was 30-something feet long and 15 feet wide. And it was just packed with ivory for rich people. These are multi-millionaires go in and buy stuff, but he owned that store as well. Yeah, he was a very successful businessman. Now these are, well, I won't even show you. That's family. Okay, there's me at about the age of 17. And then that's Dr. Joe and myself. And this is Matthew, the pilot. Now, he eventually became a pilot for 707 refuelers for the Navy. Sam is smoking something here. Definitely smoking something. Matthew just passed that something over to Sam. Okay, and here's Joey and I. We would go on these weekends. Me and Joey would go to the Pinewood Hotel in the Catskill Mountains, called the Pinewood Hotel. I don't know that it's still there, but we used to go there for the weekend retreats. So I was like, we were 17, maybe 8. Joey might have been 17 or 18. And the Pinewood Resort was a singles retreat. And most of the women were in their 30s, late 20s, early 30s, even in their 40s. But we went like once a month throughout the winter months. That was one of our favorite things to do. And then here's Joey. This was his boat. This is the boat that we beached at Rockaway Beach. The one I said that him and Joey's brother and I we drank a gallon of homemade wine, and we were riding the waves, and we got caught, and we ended up on the beach at Rockaway Beach. Sometime in early, it was the day that The Exorcist came out. His brother and I went to see the movie The Exorcist. We drank about a quart and a half of homemade wine in the movie theater. Then we came home and got a gallon of homemade wine, and we decided to go out on this boat and go to Rockaway and ride the waves. And that's when the boat got beached. And here I am, getting ready to do some water skiing, which I used to be pretty good at. Very hard thing to do, water skiing. You have to be very strong. Joey I could not really slalom good with one ski, but Joey, he could slalom for like 10 or 15 minutes, which is really, really hard. He was an excellent skier. Considering he was 6'5", 250 pounds, for him to go through one ski, that was amazing. Very rarely did I wasn't a good slalom skier. I don't know why, but it just wasn't that. I could do it a little bit. Joey could even get up on one ski, but that boat didn't have enough power to pick him up on one ski. You have to drop the ski off. So the way you do it is you start the boat with 2 skis on, and then you whip the skier around on a 75-foot ski line. You whip him around, and when you go near shore, like, we knew where the water was and how much water the boat drew, and you would drop one ski while you're whipping around in a circle and shoot the ski towards shore, and hopefully it would get to the beach or somebody would get it, and then you'd go retrieve it later on. You didn't leave the ski out in the middle of the bay. Now this is real men work now. Hey, little fella, go away. You don't want to hurt your brain thinking of how you could get hurt up on top of a scaffolding, but I have many pictures of this, so go away for about a half an hour while the real men discuss work. I heard that he lost 23,000 pesos in a bar. I don't know that it was a ladyboy bar. He hires real men to do work. So this is real work. I stuccoed this whole house. Joey, his name is Joey. Him and I stuccoed this whole house. You're going to see pictures of that in a minute. And here I am, bringing the stucco up to the 3rd floor, and I have a wagon wheel set up here. So somebody would be downstairs mixing the stucco, and then we would hump it up in these buckets, and I will show you I built this whole house from the time I was 6 or 7 years old. I built most of that house. Now here is where I lived. This was my first apartment on the water in 1976. So I lived right on the water at the mouth of the canal. And this plane was landing. It used to be about 200 feet higher than the house. Howard Beach, that's how the planes land, very close to the ground. Because the runway that this plane is going to land on is just right over here, about 1,200 feet, 1,500 feet away. And I do not fish. This is not me. I did not catch the fish. I don't fish. I don't like fishing. I don't mind catching small fish and frying them up, but to go fishing like this out for the day for 14 hours, I don't do that. Never did. Now these guys went fishing on a party boat, and these were the fish they brought home from the party boat. Now, they're striped bass. But this I like to do. I used to chop wood. I used to think they let me come up to the cabin all summer. They would take me up to the cabin whenever we went up there on the weekends or off. I used to think they were letting me chop the firewood and that they were doing me a favor. The truth is, I chopped enough wood. I was the oldest cousin. The adults did not chop wood. I chopped enough wood throughout the summer, and they would pay for my foods, and of course, the transportation was 200 miles from New York City, but they would pay for my foods, and they would let me They give me a brick of 22 caliber bullets and a rifle. And then I had friends up there that were farmers that we'd go out and shoot birds or whatever, frogs. But I chopped enough wood in the summer for the men to be able to go hunting in November, bow hunting in October and November, and then rifle hunting after that. And then wood for the whole winter. I chopped enough wood every year. And I got to go up to the cabin all the time and shoot the guns. And they let me shoot mostly the 22, but at night we would shoot the shotgun, we'd shoot the bats. And this is the house I stuccoed, the whole house from start to finish. Not a square inch of this house was not stuccoed by myself and Joey or myself and the owner of the house. Every square inch of the house. And here's the house. Here's the back of the house. I stuck it all around 360, all four sides. And this is where the Deputy Commissioner of New York City, Joe O'Mealy, lived. That's his personal house. I did this, I put these windows in the back of his house, but with him. He was an architect, but he was also a brilliant carpenter. That I'll give him. And we took the whole back of the house off, and we put these high-tech windows in back in 1975, 76, like that, while I was building this house. I started working on this house when I was 7, and I put the last bit of stucco on the house probably in 1980, I guess it was. The owner died, and there was about a year and a half where no work was done. I also put this bulkhead in. All of this bulkhead was replaced with creosoted lumber. I did that with Joey DeVito and Buster Schmidt. 3 of us. Now here is just part of the house. But I have a picture of the owner of the house. There it is. That's the owner of the house, Irving Klein. Irving Klein is the rabbi I told you that I worked for. He's a rabbi, but he was also a great carpenter, but he also was fantastic with concrete. So Irving and I, Joey, and a few other people helped us with the stucco work, but mostly it was me and Irving and Joey. And here's another picture of the same thing. And here we are on pump jacks. There's pump jacks with scaffold planks. Hey, little fella, you just stay away a little bit longer because there's going to be some more man work. We don't want you to break your neck turning away from watching real men work, creep. Joey's putting wire on the house. It's a 3/4 inch plywood sheathing, 2 layers of tar paper and plywood. Now this is where the homemade wine came from. From this, this is a wine press. And we used to make, I don't know, a lot of wine. I don't know how much. At least 4 30-gallon barrels, I guess it was. At least that much every year. And here's the house that we had upstate New York. That's back in the 70s. This was to the left over here. I should have took a picture of the real house. This was like a barn, that we turned it into a house with a kitchen and an outhouse in the back. But to the left was a stagecoach from the 1700s. It was a Stagecoach Depot that had like 14 or 15 bedrooms in it. And it had a full stove, cast iron stove, pot belly, cooking, potbelly stove, cast iron stove, and it was a real Stagecoach Depot where you'd pull the stage up to the ramp next to the house, and had like 13, 14, 15 bedrooms in it. And then the people would get out and stay overnight, and then they would switch the horses. And this is not the barn that the horses were in. There was another barn, bigger, much, much bigger. You could store thousands of bales of hay in it. It was huge. But that was part of the Stagecoach Depot. So this was actually a real Stagecoach Depot property. And then the house was in really disrepair, so they took the house down eventually. And this is just a different picture. And here I am getting ready to plink with my plinking gun, my 22, I think. Yeah, that was my plinking gun. They would give me a whole brick of 22 caliber bullets, and we would go. Now I remember, now me, you see this? You see me here, right? Okay, here. Joey, Dr. Joe, and Joey Sanfilippo. We went out shooting. We were going to shoot shit. Mostly we would sit in the slate pit and shoot trees. We would just shoot one tree until we cut the tree in half and made it fall down. So we might shoot 2,000 or 3,000 bullets at the tree before it would fall down. But Joey Sanfilippo, he was a funny guy with a gun, man. I could tell you stories about what he did. You wouldn't believe it, but we lived on the canal. He lived on the canal, across the street from my mother's house, right across the street, and just down about 400 feet. He would stand on his dock and feed the ducks bread. And then he'd take his shotgun. This was in the 1970s, the early 70s, mid 70s. He'd take his pump shotgun. Let me find that guy. I'll show you who it is. I have a picture of the Stagecoach Depot coming up. This guy here. He would take his shotgun, which was, I think, a 7-round pump shotgun. He was an avid hunter. And we would get about 100 birds behind the house, and we would be throwing them bread. And he'd unload 7 rounds of shotgun shells into all the ducks that we just finished feeding, or we were in the process of feeding. And then he had a little rowboat next to his dock, and he'd go out. Of course, the other ducks would fly away, but the ones that couldn't fly, that was dinner. And he would do that all the time. It didn't just happen once. He did it every day. Every time he felt like having duck, he'd go out and just feed the ducks and waste them. Now here's the house. Here's the house that we were standing in front of. And this is the Stagecoach Depot, which is huge. It's probably 75 feet long, 40 feet wide, and it's 3 stories. So the stagecoach would come along this road in the front and pull up in front here. The passengers would get out, and then there was another barn back over here somewhere. I think it's still there. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's still there because I remember putting a roof on that. To tell you how big the barn was, it was 2,400 square feet, but it was 3 levels. Now that's Commissioner Joel Mealy. That's the deputy commissioner that I told you was the architect that knew and assisted with the destruction of the World Trade Center. He knew about it. He was with Giuliani the day that the buildings were collapsed, and he was part of the process. And this is the boat behind his house. The house is over here. This is the police boat. This is his sister-in-law and his daughter. I built this deck that they're standing on. And then here is another shot of the back of the house that we put the windows in. And now, this was a flood back in like 1970 something. I don't know when. The water came up into the street. And yeah, it's good. Yeah, well, I'm glad Barry stopped by to share his experience. Did Joe go to Granada for medical school? He went to a medical school in Italy, to be precise. I don't remember the name of the school, or that I would not remember. He left in 1976 or 77, and he had to go to a medical school in Italy because he couldn't get into a medical school in America. And in order for him to pass the tests and to go to the medical school in Italy, he had to learn Italian, which he did. So all the questions, all the classes, all the questions, and all the testing was done in Italian. So first, before he started medical school, he had to learn Italian, and then he started medical school. And this is my dad. We're getting the tomato plants ready for this year, for that year, whatever year that was, 72, 71. My dad was an avid gardener. So he started the tomato plants from seeds. We had tomatoes, cucumbers, we had a peach tree, we had a pear tree, we had an apple tree. We had eggplants, three or four different kinds of tomatoes, and string beans and grapes. We used to get enough grapes off our vine to make about 20 gallons of wine. And then this is my room when I was a kid. I got this candle. I have this candle outside on one of the shelves in the Philippines. I still have that candle. I never did burn it. This was Leanne Rickenbacker. If Carl's here, remember Leanne, Carl? Carl was in love with Leanne, baby. Carl Vella? Boy, did he love Leanne. I think we all had a crush on Leanne at one time of our lives or another. Her name is Leanne. Never heard from her. I dated her till she was 32 years old, 31 or 32. And never heard from her after that. I don't know. She just disappeared off the map. She never answered the phone. Something happened. I don't know what it was. It wasn't with me, but anyway. And this is what real men do. That's Larry Frost. Larry and I graduated aviation high school together. And we also worked at that private airport, Jackson Heights Airport. We also worked there for a few months together. And this is Eddie. And I don't know. We were bringing stuff to the dump, I guess. And this car was the car that the rabbi owned. It actually ran. That was a running vehicle. And we would load that thing up to get rid of the debris from the job. And here I am these are the dead men. We didn't use galvanized bar. We used 1.5 inch rebar cut it, split the end back about 16 inches back, and cut halfway through the rebar, made a flat spot, and then we got 1.25 inch bolts. And I welded the bolts to the rebar. And I did that on both sides of the rebar. One side went to the dead man, concrete dead man, and one side went to the bulkhead back here. And these are the troughs that we made for the dead man. This is real work. Creep, turn your head away. That's real work. I don't want you to break your neck spinning your head away from real work. Creep. And then this is the top. I'm finishing the deck, the stucco. We just put these windows in. And that's one photo album. I gotta go get some food. Ah! He has Ed. Ed. Oh my God, Ed. Thumb and pinky. Jack Thompson has like a freaking total recall. Thumb and pinky, pinky and thumb. That was pretty disgusting. He's a beta male, all right. He's less than a beta male. He's a beta male minus a, I don't know, man. He's like a beta male minus the boys altogether. I doubt it. More food. And then we'll go to this album here. We're gonna go into that one when I get back. There's an upstairs to this place also. Upstairs. The creep cannot carry a bundle of shingles. I bet you he couldn't even carry. I bet you he couldn't even carry a roll of felt. I remember carrying shit up a ladder all day. That was my job. My uncle, who I used to do the kitchens and bathrooms with, he was a pretty good roofer. I don't think I ever put a shingle on working for him, maybe once in a while. My life working for my uncle was bringing the felt up and or the 90-pound paper, rollout roofing, or the bundles of shingles, or taking the shingles off the roof and getting rid of the debris. I might have carried 1,000 squares of bundles, 1,000 squares of shingles up a ladder, and I might have put 10 nails. They didn't let me do it because I was really bad at it. I was really slow. I didn't like it to begin with. I didn't like kneeling down all day on my knees. It was just something I never liked to do. I didn't mind carrying the stuff up and down to the roof, stripping the roof and stuff like that, but I didn't like shingles. Typically when I had a shingle job, and I had a lot of them. I had a lot of jobs where I put roofs on for people. It'll be like the one job in my whole life. Not only did I suck at keeping a straight line, but I was slow. I didn't like being on my knees. And without a string, the roof looked like an ocean. It didn't leak. You know, the shingles overlapped, the tabs overlapped. It didn't leak. But you'd back off the house, look at it from across the street and say, hey, now get him away from the shingles. I didn't like doing it anyway. But I might have carried 1,000 squares of shingles, tar paper, buckets of tar. Remember? That was before they had electric ladders. And I didn't care, it was labor. I might have broke up 5,000 square feet of concrete. I never even touched a float or a trolley. I was okay at that, but I was not a finished concrete guy. I was labor. They would drop me and Jimmy my uncle had a partner when he did concrete. His name was Bob. I won't tell you his last name, but Bob's son's name was Jimmy. I forgot Bob's last name, actually. Anyway, they would drop me and Jimmy off with a couple of different sized sledgehammers and a couple of 6-foot straight bars. And they'd put us in a basement with a 5-foot ceiling. And they would tell us, and they'd throw a 20-yard dumpster in front of the house, they'd order a 20-yard dumpster, and they'd give us the sledgehammers and the straight bars, and they'd say, okay, break up the concrete basement floor, which at the time, these houses were like 100-year-old houses. The concrete would usually be about that thick, 2.5 inches thick. It didn't have wire or mesh or anything in it. Break up the floor. Or we would throw it out of the window, the basement window. We'd start at the window. Like the window would be like right here. And we would break up the floor right there in front of the window. Because you couldn't stand up in the basement. You had to be over like that. And we'd break up the floor for like a 6 foot by 6 foot area. And then on top of that, they'd say, okay, now break up all the floor, put it in the dumpster, and then take out 2.5 feet, 30 inches of dirt. Because they wanted to have at least a 7 foot ceiling, 7 foot of headway between the floor and the pipes. Or the pipe, what we were going to cover the pipes. And they'd leave us there at 7:30 in the morning and then come back and pick us up at 5. We had wheelbarrows, of course. And that was my job for years. Just breaking up concrete, digging out basements. I mean, I don't know how many jobs we got like that, but we did a lot of them. A lot. A lot. I just remember doing one house after the other. And they weren't really big houses. The houses were only like 24 feet wide and 40 feet long. So we could do the house, when we were like, we gotta remember, we're 18 years old, we're very strong. We could do a house in 2.5 days. Because mostly, it was a flat run to the dumpster, and then we had planks, and we would help each other. We'd put a rope on the front of the wheelbarrow, and one guy would pull the wheelbarrow up, the other guy would push it. If you want to know how that worked, the creep probably has pictures of him doing that work like that. Same thing, me and him. We're the same. Fucking creep. And that's all we did, me and Jimmy. Broke concrete. Neither one of us ever got to touch a trowel. We had pulled it. We pulled it when the truck came. We pulled it, or we mixed it with a 1/3 bag mixer. Well, let's go to my other book here. I'll read the comments. You want to go camping? Barry, where would you go camping in the Philippines? Yeah, I have pictures of the past. I have thousands, but these are the books. Next time, I'll bring my drive. I know where the drives are. I could see them, but I can't get to them in cargo container 2. Oh yeah, pump jacks. Oh yeah, double 2x4s. Double 2x4s. I remember going to the lumberyard and looking for 2x4s with no knots, and we would use fir, not pine. Yeah, I sold those pump jacks on that house. They were all wood. They were all 2x4s. But I eventually bought aluminum pumps, aluminum pump jack stanchions. They were 20 feet long, but you could slip an insert, 10-foot inserts into them. So they were 20-foot one piece, and then you could slip 10-foot inserts in them and go up as high as you want. Because I did a lot of siding. That I was good at, siding. But I had a guy on the ground that made me good at that. Ronnie called. Ronnie Call did my roofing, and Ronnie Call did all my aluminum cuts. I give him the measurements, and he cut. We had a bench set up on the ground. He was good at that, man. He was, oh man. Ronnie could put 13 squares of shingles, 13 squares of shingles on a roof. If I fed him the shingles, he could do 13 squares in a day. It's unheard of. But he only used 3 nails. He didn't use the 4th nail. So, but he could do 13 squares of roof in one day by himself. Not such a pitched roof, but the man was insane. Probably one of the best roofers I ever met in my life. And that's what he did. That was his specialty, roofing and siding. So when I got a roofing and siding job, Ronnie would work for me back in the 70s. And this is how he did. He was tough to work for, man. He was tough to work with. I'd get a job. I had to do Choo Choo Louie's house. Choo Choo Louie lived in Long Beach, Long Island. His house was about 20 squares, 22 squares, something like that. And it wasn't a big house. And Ronnie, I hired to do the roof. So I left him alone. I don't know. I had to go, I was probably doing estimates or something like that. And I left him alone. I had all the shingles up on the roof and everything. We had the ladders all set up. He had electric, he had nails, he had everything he needed. And I came back around maybe after lunch, and he had 2 squares done. I said, Ronnie, you know, I only charged the guy, I think if I remember right, I think we were charging $25 a square for the labor. It was $25 a square for the materials and $25 a square for the labor. And I said, Ronnie, I'm going to lose money on this job. He goes, well, I'm not making enough money. I said, I'm paying you $150 a day. You got to get at least 8 squares up before I break even. Yeah, I'm not making enough money. Now, I can't fire him. I can't charge Choo Choo Louie more money. I said, well, what's it going to take to get the job done? He goes, we'll split the cash. Yeah, no salary. Whatever I charge Choo Choo Louie, 22 times 30 bucks, whatever it was, $700 for the labor. We'll split that, and I'll finish it by tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I said, okay. And so he made $350 for 1 day and 2 hours. I made $350 for 1 day and 2 hours, but I carried all the shit up on the roof. And then, from then on, we were partners. He wouldn't work for me no more after that. He had me. But I would get a lot of roofing jobs and he'd make me a lot of money. If I was splitting the profit with him, I would sell the job. He'd keep half the money. He didn't do nothing. No car. He didn't have a car. He had a hammer and a razor knife. And he was good. He was really good. This guy was good. I saw him in 2016. Shame what happened to him. He didn't know who I was. Had no idea who I was. He drank so much alcohol that it coddled his brain. His brain, he didn't know who I was, he didn't know who my brother was. I have 1,000 pictures with me and Ronnie water skiing, out on the boat. Ronnie and I were friends. We were in kindergarten together. We were in the first grade, the second grade, the third grade, the fourth grade, the fifth grade, and the sixth grade. 6 years. The first 6 years of our life, we were in every class together. He was my first partner. I had a boat and he had a motor. So at the age of 7, I would row my boat down to his house. We'd put his motor on my boat and we'd go out in the bay and go crabbing or something. All through our childhood, we were best friends. And then he worked for me on and off for 10 years, doing roofs and siding. And then he always drank a lot of beer. Always. I mean, he drank a 6-pack of beer every day of his life from the time he was 15 on. But when I saw him in 2016, I recognized him. I mean, shit, he was my friend 50 years. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? He was like this. I said, what are you doing, Ronnie? And he didn't react. He just didn't react. And my brother walked over to me and said, Mike, he doesn't know who you are. What the fuck you mean he doesn't know who I am? We've been friends for 50 years. He said, Mike, he doesn't know who I am. He didn't know who anybody was. He didn't know who he was from the alcohol. That was a damn shame. Nobody walks up or down a ladder empty-handed. No real man. Remember the taste of those galvanized nails in your mouth? I do. I remember getting sick too from putting galvanized roofing nails in my mouth. Hey, Passport. Welcome to the machine, baby. I was just about to tell the creep that he should go away. Because I'm going to show pictures of what real men do when they're working in my book. Yeah, the creep, I tell him to go away when we're looking at real men work pictures, because he might hurt his neck going, he's they're working up. He might get whiplash in his neck from turning away from watching me work. I wouldn't doubt it. Whiplash. He's working again. He's doing it to me on purpose. He knows I can't turn my neck that fast. All right, Creek, turn around. We're going to show some more pictures of work. So here was the logo from my, this is what I used to do. Zola Craft Custom Contracting, kitchens, baths, attic fans, roof vents, decks, storm windows and doors, all marine construction, finished basements, saunas, and jacuzzis. Michael Fazio, baby. That was the flyers I handed out, and I have business cards, same thing. So let's look what real men do. Hey, creep, turn around. There's my dog, Z2. Z2. Hey, creep, look, creep. You really want to get sick, creep? Come on, creep. So, on July 3rd, this is July 3rd, 1976. The day before the 200-year bicentennial, I put the boat in the water on July 3rd. I finished building the boat on July 2nd. I put the boat in the water July 3rd and took it to Operation Sail. That's why it's painted red, white, and blue. So I put the boat in the water July 3rd. I went back to finish Chris Hassett's job. I had to put a railing on the staircase. I got Vinnie Coviello. We loaded up the boat with alcohol and some food, mostly alcohol, and we went to Operation Sail from this dock here. We left this. When I put the boat in the water, I didn't even start it up. I just put the boat in, launched the boat, tied it up to the dock, and finished Chris Hassett's job because it was high tide in the morning. Finished Chris Hassett's job and went back and finished her job, and then we went to Operation Sail. And this is Aviation High School. That is a Pratt & Whitney. That is a Pratt & Whitney 18-cylinder 940 cubic 1840 cubic inch 18-cylinder Pratt & Whitney gasoline engine that had all been cut out so you could see the piston bearings and the journals. And this was in the class. This is in B10. B is in boy, number 10. Here's my truck. Hey, creep, show us a picture of your truck and everything. Look, see, you know it's my truck. It says Custom Decks and Docks. Michael Fazio. Okay, creep, come on, creep, show us a picture of your work. And then, I lived in California. This is a cactus garden in back of my house in California. Creep, it's gonna get a little scary here in a minute. We're gonna show you some more real men working. But this was a truck, I bought this truck in 1977. And then I had somebody detail it, and I built the wooden signs. These are the wooden signs I built for the side of the truck. One side said Howard Beach Handyman, and the other side said Custom Decks and Docks. There's the other side. And this is a pile of pressure-treated lumber. I was getting ready to build a deck somewhere. That pile is in front of the truck, 16 feet long lumber, and then over here was the other pile of lumber for the same job. I don't know how much lumber there was, but probably $10,000 worth of lumber. All right, Creep, turn around real quick while I showed him what it's like to be a real man at the age of 17 to build a boat from scratch. Creep. So this is the inside of the boat before I put the cabin structure on, the superstructure. And these are my custom $1,800 for this, for the gate. Now forget the gate itself, this part here, $1,800. And then $100 a foot for fencing with clear cedar. So this would be basically with 3 feet on this side and 2 feet over here. This is a $2,300 entrance. And this is the houses that I used to do cedar siding. That's all of this is my design. This is all my design. Trellis. There was three $25 hinges, galvanized steel hinges, 6-inch hinges with 12-inch back straps on the hinges. Hey, Creep, look at this work. Creep, turn your head really quick. Snap your own neck. Come on, baby. You turn your head really, really hard, really, really fast until your neck snaps. And then your problems are over. Come on, Creep. You could do it. You could do it. Okay, hey, Creep, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. We got more work here. Now this job, see this? This is a 500-pound staircase that I have pulleys. I'm going to show it to you. This is a 500-pound staircase made out of 2x12s with railings and 2x12 treads. Maybe it weighed 400 pounds. And then underneath here, there were pulleys. And the pulleys had enough weight to where you could pick up this staircase with 2 fingers. You could just walk over to that staircase and just grab it with 2 fingers and pick it up, even though it weighed 300, 400, 500 pounds, whatever it was, when it was finished and painted and everything. And this deck was for Guy Recupero. Now, if you don't know who Guy Recupero is, he was the guy in charge of what was called the Pizza Connection. It was 111 kilos of pure uncut heroin they found in this man's pizzeria that he owned on the corner of the property. And I built 3 houses for this guy. And he got caught with 111 kilos of pure heroin, selling somebody to an undercover agent. I don't know how many millions of dollars, $12 million. And you know, that he went to jail for 8 years, man. 8 years. 8 years. He was supposed to go to jail for life, but they didn't find all his money. So we funneled another couple of million here and there to the judges and the lawyers, and he got out in 8 years. While he was in jail, I was his carpenter, and I did all the work on his houses. If his wife wanted some work done in the house, put a washing machine or a dryer, if we needed a new hot water heater, I did all that work. And this also, I built a discotheque in his basement of this house that's over here. This is the garage, but his house is back over here. So I did about $300,000 worth of work for this guy alone. And that was the biggest heroin bust in the history of America up until that point. It was called the Pizza Connection. And I worked for this guy. He was the nicest guy in the world. His name was Guy Recupero. I had no idea what he did for a living. All I knew is that my buddy who introduced me to him said, Mike, you can bang his sister, you can have sex with his neighbors, you can party with his cousins, but don't touch his wife. He will kill you. Now, I never did any of the above, but that's what they told me. That's because he was going to jail, and they said, look, because I was friends with the family. I lived on this property for a couple of weeks while I was building the basement. So here we are down here. Creep, turn around, Creep. I built this whole deck and designed all of this. This is another deck. This is up at the second floor level. This deck is over the ocean, right over the Long Island Sound. 60 feet long, 18 feet wide. This is a dock. Hey, Creep, turn around. We're building docks now. Docks is very hard work. Creep, turn around, Creep. Turn around. Turn your neck really, really, really fast. Snap it. If you have to push it with your fingers and your hands, snap your neck, left or right. We don't care. We just want to hear that C4 snap. And then this is the finished deck on the second floor. This deck is about 40 feet long with this railing. See this is snow. This is snow on the deck, Creep. We shoveled the snow off the deck and we worked in the snow. Creep. In the snow. That's snow. That's snow and ice. See it? Creep. That's what real men do. Creep. Creep. There's my power miter that I still own, that power miter. Same one, the Ryobi. Oh, yeah. Here's a nice picture. That would be one of the sinks I would put in with a little water and plumbing underneath it on the decks. I don't know how much, whatever that cost, maybe $700 to put a little sink with water and drainage. And these railings here, these are 12-inch wide 2x12s to put your drinks and your plates on. Creep, we have more dock work, man. This is really hard work. Creep, turn around. Oh, this is one of the catwalks. This is the catwalk for this deck. And you heard of the movie Goodfellas, right? Goodfellas. They've all been on this deck, every one of them. They've all been on this deck. Not in movies, not in fiction, in real life. And that's my dad building a deck for a good fella, good friend of mine. And that's my dad. My dad used to come to work with me just to watch me work, he said. I just love watching you work. And he would do, and he was already 50 years old, I guess, in those pictures. And he was an immense help. Oh my God, my dad was such a good carpenter. If I missed something, he'd pick it right up. But he also did he did all the light duty stuff. I mean, he was 50 years old. He wasn't in good shape like I'm in good shape, but he was in okay shape to work. And he worked with me till he was 60 years old. Okay, this is Freddie. This is the first deck I ever built on land. This is the deck, we called it the popsicle stick railing. And that's the deck for the good fellas, where they kept the race boats for the good fellas. That's true. And this is the finished product with my herringbone work. This is a finished product. Now, it was like this because he had 2 babies. So we had to put a railing on that his babies could not walk through the deck, the railing. And there's just another picture of the deck, different angle. There's the sink in the background. I think we're running out of neck snapping shit, creep. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay, so here is another job I used to do. I used to put in-ground pools. Esther Williams in-ground pools. And we'd hire a backhoe if need be, and it could get in the yard. And Joey was the backhoe operator, but I operated the backhoe also. And we would dig out the rough out the hole, rough it out, and then we trim it up with hand shovels. And this is, I forgot his name, but he worked with me in all my, any kind of concrete job that I had. This guy knew concrete. The black guy, he was really good at concrete. So he would be with me. If I had any kind of concrete work to do, he would be with me. And this is Joe. Joey, the owner of the house. And look at this old backhoe. This is probably a 1960s model. Turn around, creep. That's a backhoe. The only thing that you have in common with a backhoe is that you have a narrow back. You have a narrow back. You're a narrow back. You have something in common with a backhoe. Oh. You have a narrow back. You're a narrow back and a backhoe. You have something in common with a tool that represents work. A narrow back backhoe. Narrow back backhoe. See, you have 4 letters. Okay, so let's go back to work here. So this is the rough out for the in-ground pool. This pool was to be 7 feet down. That's why we had to have, we didn't have to have the backhoe. Where in Howard Beach, we had dirt. No rocks, no boulders, no big stones. It was just dirt, real dirt. One of the few places in the world that had dirt in the back on the property. So here we are again. This guy, like I said, this guy, the black guy, when it came to concrete work, he would do all the layout for the concrete work. Now here's the pool, 4-foot sides, aluminum, but then it had a 3-foot deep end. It had a light in here. So this is an Esther Williams, a prefabricated aluminum pool that would eventually be 7 foot deep on the deepest part. And there was a diving board over here. And there's my logo, the pyramid with the cross in it, in the cement. Here I am playing Hercules with a section of the aluminum wall. it wasn't that heavy. It might have weighed 100 pounds, 150 pounds. Creep, turn around, because I think there's going to be another oh, yeah. Creep, turn around. Snap thy neck. Snap thy neck, creep. Snap thy neck. Oh, by the way, these are all my jobs. I don't work for anybody on these jobs. These are my jobs, creep. You guys come on my channel and troll me that I don't know about construction. No, who did all this work? Who do you see? What is the one common thing in all of these pictures? It's me, creep. And yet you've still never shown even one picture of you doing even one insignificant thing, you lying little creepy man. You didn't paint the doors. Like you said, you painted the doors. You didn't, otherwise you would have showed that you were painting the doors, because you're a creep, you're a liar, you're a fraud. I think that's it. And this is the back part of the this is just the back part of the Esther Williams pool, the walls. And this is the staircase. This was a staircase that you buy from Esther Williams. You buy the staircase and it replaces it, and then they give you sectionals that, you know, it's a kit. You could buy it without the staircase. You could buy it without the staircase. You could buy it with a narrow staircase. You could buy it with a 6-foot wide staircase like this one. You could have a diving board as part of the kit. You could have multiple lights around the pool as part of the kit. It was prefabricated. You just order the size that you want, the height of the walls. They had 3-foot walls. They had 4-foot walls, 5-foot walls. It was all prefabricated. Hey, creep, one more shot. Look at this creep work. Man at work. Man at work. Come on, creep. Snap your neck. Snap thy neck. Snap thy neck. Look there. Look at that. Look at that. Creep. Look, you are a narrow back and there's a backhoe. You have something in common with work. You have a narrow back and there's a backhoe. Narrow back. You're a narrow back. You're a narrow back. You're a creepy little man. You have never shown us a picture of anything you've ever built or done. Never showed us the picture of any car that you said you owned, other than standing outside a car on the street. We never saw you driving a car. You said you owned a little fast car, but we don't believe, because we know what you are. You're a narrow back. You are a narrow back. You're a narrow back. And that's not the same thing as a backhoe. A narrow back is a little tiny man with a very fragile, narrow back. Back. You're a narrow back. Your progress is slack. When it comes to work, you are a slack, narrow back. I say a narrow back that is a slacker. In the Bible, they call you the name I'm about to say. You're a backslider, you're a little man, you're a narrow back backslider. Backslider is what you are, a liar and a backslider and a narrow back, that when it comes to work, you are very slack. narrow back, narrow back, narrow back. You are a slacker. When you see this work in these books, you should take your head and spin it as hard as you can, left or right, until your neck snaps. Narrow back, slacker, slacker, slacker. Slacker, slacker, slacker. Frito Alley. That was a good one, Passport. Frito Alley. He's gonna get ready to throw that guy out, his brother, out on the street. Jim Alver. I wonder how many times the phrase, "he's swimming with the fishes," was uttered on that deck. Let me tell you something. I was going to tell a mafia story today, an actual John Gotti, Michael Fazio, Johnny Ruggiero, Johnny A-Light, and JD. But I didn't get any big super chat. I'm going to have to put a number up to tell an actual Michael Fazio. Now, where am I? Now, I'm not going to tell the story, so don't give me any super chat. But one day I'm going to ask you for a certain amount of super chat, and I'll give you a story, a true story, that happened in my living room with me, Michael Fazio, John Gotti Jr., everybody knows who that is, Johnny A-Light, everybody knows who Johnny A-Light is. In fact, Passport's here. He has an understanding of who Johnny A-Light is. Johnny A-Light was my good friend, okay, from long before Johnny A-Light went AWOL, okay? So Johnny A-Light, John Gotti Jr., Johnny Ruggiero, which is John Gotti's cousin, first cousin, JD, me, Johnny A-Light, JD, John Gotti Jr. There was three of them on the couch. Yeah, that's it. And we were in my living room. I'm going to tell you, it's a true story too. Now, if you could get in touch with Johnny A-Light, I know he's still doing shit on YouTube or making documentaries. He'll remember this. He'll remember me, for sure. He'll remember me. There won't be any question. Michael Fazio, 95th Street, top floor. That's all. He'll remember exactly who and he'll remember this story. But I'm not going to tell the story now, because it's a little late, and I want to be able to be a little bit more animated, and I really don't want to be that animated here in front of all of these people. Although I want to, I won't. I could tell you lots of stories about that crew, the crew. I could tell you lots of stories, but I'll tell you a story that I think if it got back to them, they'd just laugh. I would never say anything bad about any of them. So those are my friends. Why would I say anything? You ever hear me say anything bad about my friends? Nope. You know why? Because even if we were friends and we stopped being friends, certain people you make friends with and you make agreements with them when you're friends, and you never break those agreements or vows. You just don't do it. Even if you're mad at the guy, you just don't do it. It's just an unspoken, it's called being friends. And then, you come together with people for a certain amount of hours, days, weeks, months, years. They become your friends. You do things with them. No pictures, no video, no idle chatter. But you build up a certain amount of camaraderie, that's for sure. And you don't break the bonds of friendships. I'm telling you, I could tell you stories that would be true. And no. I don't want any super chat. Take it back. Take it back. I could tell you stories, names, dates, places, events, and things that really happened. All that are documented by newspaper headlines. And of course, from that moment on, I would just consider my life over. How many times he's swimming with the fit Jim? I cannot. When I get the hotel done, I'll tell some of those stories. Not on video, though. I don't think I'd ever. Because what the stories are, the stories don't have. Most of the stories that I have that I could share don't have. What do they call that? A window of expiration. Certain things, like there's a 7-year. If you avoid like the police for a certain amount of time, there used to be, it was 7 years, they would drop the case. Some things don't get dropped, but I could prove it to you. And in fact, but the shit that used to go on in that backyard, you have no idea, none at all. Those were really where they hung out. That was just one of the places that they hung out. They hung out in many different places, but that was one of them. And you know what? I could give you a quick mafia story. So the guys, the boys, the real good fellas, they're all in the living room of that house. Not all of them, but 3 or 4. I was done for the day working. I lived in the house for about a year and a half, almost a year and a half, on and off. I had an apartment, but I lived in that house, so I didn't have to travel. And MTV came on. Now you got to remember that these are the guys they made the movie Goodfellas about. And that guy with the long hair, ZZ Top. I swear to God, all of these guys were wishing they had been musicians, making like $1 million playing the guitar and the drums. They were going, God, could you imagine these guys, the money for nothing and the chicks are free? They were singing that song in the living room in harmony. They all knew that song. And they were all talking about how they would trade places with ZZ Top and the musicians in the band so that they could tour the world, have all the chicks they wanted. None of them did drugs. None of those guys did drugs. Not drugs, not allowed. Nobody did drugs. In fact, they may have, seen them drugs and shit like that. They knew about drugs, but nobody did drugs. If you did drugs, they immediately shit-canned you from the inner circle. But anyway, that's a true story. The actual real good fellas, or a couple of them, we had steaks on the barbecue, fresh corn on the cob, I was done working for the day. I was helping cook, and I was helping set the table. And they were in the living room watching MTV at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, wishing that they were ZZ Top. And I just thought that was like the strangest thing. And I still do, because I remember it like, because they would sing in the song, "Money for nothing and the chicks are free." And I got a blister on my little finger, maybe a blister on your thumb. They all knew the words. They all wanted to be members of a rock and roll band. They were pretty cool. They were regular guys. That's why they were like, in real life, you could sit down at the table with them and laugh for 2 or 3 hours. And not about mafia shit though, just laugh. Just who was pranking who was talking about who was diddling whose wife, or who wanted to diddle whose wife, and just like in the movies, but real life. I'll be right back. I know you think it's bullshit. Well, I know one guy thinks it's bullshit. Tell you what, punk. Just because you live a sheltered life and you have a narrow back doesn't mean we all live the sheltered life. Oh yeah, the super chat. I gotta bang something. Let me bang something. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Spiritual prepper, thank you. Yeah, Jack is my main man here today. I truly did have an amazing life. Save the story for Super Chat. People are making money off these stories about these people without even knowing them. Oh, no. Patrick Barker, thank you. Hey, Pat, you mentioned John Gotti and Patrick Barker. Thank you. Hey, you know what? I got something to bang. I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Salamat. Patrick Barker. Salamat. Patrick Barker has an alligator named Gotti. I think that is so cool. I got a story that I know that I saw Johnny A. Light on a documentary. Trying to think of what I can say and what I can. Anyway, he was on a documentary, and it was on a YouTube channel. Now I said hello to him. I left a comment, and it was a very detailed comment. It was about, I'll tell you, the kind of guy Johnny A. Light was. He was everything that you probably read about in the paper. But he was also a very kind-hearted man. When he was 21, 22, he was a few years younger than me, he asked me to take care of a woman for a couple of months. She needed a place to live. And I said to him, yeah, sure, if you want, just tell her that you want me to go pick her up, or do you want me to she's going to come by. He goes, I'll bring her around tomorrow. But you got to understand, she just got out of the hospital. She needs some convalescent. She needs somebody to care for her, caregiver. And she just had a major operation. She had breast cancer. Johnny paid for her operation out of his pocket for breast cancer. And then came to me and asked me if I would take care of the girl. He didn't tell me what was wrong with her. He just said she's just getting out of the hospital. She's going to need care. And I'll bring her over tomorrow. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. Not going to hurt me. I said, but I only got one bed and I'm not sleeping on the couch. He goes, no, it's not like that. She just needs somebody to care for her for a few months till she gets her strength back. So this girl had full-on breast cancer. She was Johnny's maid. He brought her from either Panama or El Salvador. I forgot where she came from. She didn't speak a word of English. I never did get to talk to her. I mean, not much. He spoke Spanish because he had a factory. He made dresses. He had a sweat factory up on Jamaica Avenue in 88th Street or something like that. And she came by. She was able to walk and everything. And he told me what happened to her. And I said, sure, but you sleep on that side of the bed, I'll sleep on this side of the bed. She stayed with me for about 3 weeks till she got her strength back. And she was pretty cool. Then he goes to me, Mike, you want to do me another favor? I said, yeah, no problem. What do you want? He goes, you want to marry her? I said, no, I don't want to marry her, John. Well, she needs to get her citizenship. I'll give you 10 grand. And now, I'm not going to get married. No, I don't want to get married. I said, for 10 grand, you could get somebody else to get married to her. I don't want to get married. Thank you, though. And she wasn't beautiful. She wasn't bad looking, but he was willing to give me $10,000 to marry her so she could get her green card. And to me, it was, I've been offered that much money to marry drop-dead gorgeous Chinese women, and I turned it down because that was how he got into the country legally. I was offered some of the most beautiful Chinese women you ever seen in your life. $10,000. That was what your going rate to have them come into your life, get married. You didn't sleep with them or anything like that. You just did it on paper. I said, nah, I'm not going to get married, thanks. So he did find somebody else, and eventually she got married to the guy, I guess. I don't know what happened after that. When she left, very rarely did I ever see her again, if ever, except at his dress shop. All right, I'll be right back. There's food over there with my name on it. I'm gonna get some soup. got mushroom soup, crepe, mushroom soup. Does that bring back memories? Because you're going to jail because of the word mushroom. Does that bring back good memories? You're going to jail because of the word mushroom. Yeah, baby. Imagine that. If you don't go to jail for one thing, you're going to jail for something else. Taken down by a mushroom. You think you're funny, right? Next time I see you, I'm going to ask you to repeat those words to my face. Hopefully there won't be... Oh, I would love to do that. You are a piece of garbage, dude. How many people are there now that want to kick your ass? How many people? 20? 30? 40? 50? 60? You know, I bet that if everybody that wanted to kick your ass, maybe I could do a live stream. Like The Gathering, we'll call it The Gathering. Who wants to kick the creep's ass? I bet, well, we know Passport does. We know Barry does. I'm pretty sure Scott doesn't have any love for you at all. There is, of course, the guy who you call the gay pool keeper, that guy. And a coke addict, that guy. So that's for me. I might want to kick your ass. If you would get in the ring with me, I would kick your ass. That's 5. You got Roberto, that's 6. Dave, that's 7. Jeff Swift, no, I know Jeff could kick your ass. That's 8. Brutally Lauren, she could definitely kick your ass. That's 9. Popeye, I don't know about Popeye. He's getting on in years, but that's 10. He wants to. We're just going with the people that want to kick your ass. Then there would be Cebu Bossman. He would want to kick your ass. Big Kevin, that's 12. He'd want to kick your ass. Jack Thompson, oh, he definitely wants to kick your ass. Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's 14 now. Yeah, 14. 14. Peter Van Diva. Oh, he wants to kick your ass. I think that's 15. Yeah, that gave me an idea. I'm going to do a prunkathon. A prunkathon. Like a prunkathon. Who wants to kick his ass? Like The Gathering. Like when they have the guy, the Highlander, at the end of the world, there's a fight between everybody that can only be one. I bet you, so that's 15 people right off the top of my head. Flywoods wants to kick your ass. That's 16. Plywood is 16. There's a lot of people out there that want to kick your ass, dude. Kevin Tuttle, that's 17. There's a lot of people out there that want to kick your ass. I don't know the names of all of them, but I should do a live stream. Who wants to do a ground and pound with the little fella? That would be cool. Oh yeah, my stories are true, baby. I can't. Unfortunately, the good ones you can never tell. But I will tell you this. More people got on that dock to go down the ramp to get on. There was an ocean racer behind that house. I will tell you this. More people walked in through the front gate, got on the deck, sat on that deck and partied, walked down the ramp, got on the boat. More people got on the boat than got off the boat. That I could probably say. I'll tell you a true story about the guy who owned that house, though. What he did to me, the bastard. And he was laughing so hard. You gotta remember who I'm talking about now, but I can't say his name. He was laughing so hard, he almost killed me. It's Christmas morning. It's 8 o'clock. The phone rings. It's 1978, 79. I'm with my parents. Mike got a broken water line in the basement. I'm having breakfast with my parents. You gotta come. I didn't even open up my Christmas presents yet. Mike, I got a water leak in my house. I got a company coming at 3 o'clock or something like that. Okay. All right. I'll be there after breakfast. Okay. Go. The house in Long Island, he didn't buy that at that point. Hadn't bought it. He was going to buy it soon after that. So I go to his house and I told me where the water leak was, and I needed to bring shovels and rake and stuff like that because his house was two-family house. And then there was a basement. The basement was only 4 feet high. Then in the basement was hot water heater that was dug down into the ground, like a piece of concrete, and the boiler. And the boiler was a gas boiler. So we get down into the basement. It's Christmas, it's freezing. It might be 10 degrees, 15 degrees outside. It's freezing outside. And he goes, the leak is up towards the front of the house where the water came in from the street. And sure enough, there's a 3/4 inch pipe, lead pipe, broke. Shooting water everywhere. I mean, it's under pressure. New York City has 100 pounds of pressure in their pipes, their water pipes. So I start digging. Because where the hot water heater and the boiler was about 5.5 feet high. But where the pipe was, to get to the pipe, you had to crawl on your belly. It was only about 18 inches of space between the dirt that they never took out of the basement and the top of the ceiling. So I didn't dig down 5 feet, but I dug out like enough to be 30 inches of where I could crawl in. And then when I got in there, I had enough stuff. I had brought my plumbing stuff with me, my plumbing tools. I had enough tools to fix the job. I took the compression coupling that was on the lead pipe to the copper pipe in the house. I took that off, and I moved it back about 14 inches where the pipe had broke, and then I put in a piece of compression coupling cop, 3/4 inch cop. But with that, he stayed with me the whole time, handing me tools over the dirt. Like I would tell him what I'd need, and then he'd hand it to me. He also was clearing the dirt. I would throw the dirt to him, and then he would throw the dirt into the corner somewhere and build it up high. With that, we're done. We're standing up. And now, when you stood up, you had to bend down because the floor joists were 2x8s. And if you stood up too high, the nails that were coming through the tongue and groove flooring, you'd get them stuck in your head. And he goes to me, "Do you smell gas?" And I said, "Yeah, I smell gas." And he goes, "Well, where is it coming from?" It's coming from a gas pipe, right? So I put my head up. Now I can put my head right in the rafter. And as I walk back about 7 or 8 feet, it wasn't far, I walked right to the back where the gas pipe came in to the house. And there was like 1 1/4 inch gas pipe coming in. And you could hear it. You could hear it hissing. It was just very light, and that was when I still had good hearing. We're in a basement with no noise at all. And he goes, "Did you find it?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Where is it?" And I said, I could see the pipe where it was leaking. I have tools to fix it. You know what he does? I got my head in the rafter, and I'm sniffing. That's how I found it. And I was looking to see if there were any more leaks, listening and sniffing and listening and sniffing. And he takes a match, and I turn around, he's got the match, and he strikes the match and puts it up in the rafter. And the fire ball came flying towards me at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. The whole rafter for 2 days on each side, the gas was filled up in the rafter. And the ball hit me straight into my face. And my hair went like this, like this. I look like Max Headroom. And it burnt my eyebrows off my head. Well, my eyebrows were gone, and my hair was crispy fried, not singed, but crispy fried, like you put somebody on fire. And I come back, I was screaming like a mother. It hurt. My face was brown, red. My face was just on fire for 2 seconds. And when I get back out of the hole, I couldn't see my hair up on an angle like that. My hair, it blew my hair back and then crispy fried it up on a 45-degree angle. He was laughing so fucking hard. He couldn't stop laughing. And before I even thought about it, I cracked him a shot in the jaw, hard as I could. For doing that shit, he knew that it was going to happen. He just didn't know how bad it was going to be. I cracked him so fucking hard, I knocked his ass back off his feet, and he got up and looked at me. He gave me a really bad look. I said, "You think it's funny? You go over there. You next." And then he started laughing. Then I started laughing because I could feel my hair. And after that, we were good to go forever. We were good to go forever. So eventually him and we fixed that gas leak. And then, but we laughed about that for years. Yeah, I go ahead. Because he would always go like this. And the hair was up on a 45-degree angle. And he thought that was funny. I didn't think it was so funny. I mean, that really, really screwed me up. And then he would tell that story, and I'd go ahead, now tell him what happened when I got out from the hole. Tell him what I did to you. He hit me. He didn't like that part of the story. Because this guy, he didn't like that at all. He didn't like it. Nobody would have believed I would have cracked him. But I wasn't really thinking. I was in shock. And that story went for years and years. Probably one of the best stories I got between him and me. It's how we became friends. It's not really how we became friends, but we eventually bonded after that, years later. Not so long after that. Like I said, certain things you can talk about, and certain things you can't talk about. But eventually, we bonded. We call it bonding. We had some male bonding. No, there's no statute of limitations. The pedophilia rings. Jack wants to give him a noogie. Remember the noogies? I haven't thought about that gas leak in a long time. He could have killed me. He could have killed me with that gas leak, and then he could have killed me for punching him in the freaking jaw. He was a trip, man. In fact, There's a guy on here, Philip. Philip Gaynor knows exactly who I'm talking about. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. That guy was a trip, man. He would make you laugh, though. I'm telling you, when those guys weren't doing some evil shit, they were a lot of fun to hang out with. You know, I called him up about, I guess it's going back a year now. The number that I had was disconnected. I don't know if he's still alive or not. He smoked like a chimney. Smoked like 2 packs a day. And he ate 4 or 5 packs of Tums a day as well. He never drank a drop of alcohol from the day I met him. I don't even know if he ever drank alcohol. He didn't need alcohol anyway. One time I built a house for him. When I say I built the house for him, whatever I was building for him, typically it was only me doing the work. Outside work, the deck and marine and shit. Marine, I had other men working for me, my dad. But when I did the private stuff, just me. This way it remained private. But kind of miss him. He was a funny dude, man. He had a job, too. It wasn't like that's all they did was the mafia shit. He had a regular job. Not a regular job. I wouldn't call it a regular. He had a specialty. That was almost legal. Almost. Yeah. I was in his house exactly 3 times when the house got raided by federal agents. All 3 times they let me walk. He's the carpenter, let him go. No, I'm wrong about that. 2 houses, and once they came to his business. I'm done eating. Definitely done eating. It was raining like cats and dogs when I left my house this morning. I want to get in the ring with him so fucking bad. And then, oh, I'm getting a haircut on Monday. I'm getting a haircut on Monday. The girls are going to cut my hair. The girls that hate me, the girls that he said hate me, and they wanted to get away from me in the Prawn Farm, they invited me to their personal private house. Where I'm gonna bring a couple of pairs of scissors and a razor blade. And they're shaving all of this off, everything. They're gonna cut all my hair off 100% and then shave my head. That's how much they hate me. That's gonna be Monday morning at 10 o'clock, we're doing that. And I'm gonna give them 1,000 pesos, at least. So, you guys want to come and watch the girls shave my head? Opow. They call that Opow. O-W-P-O-W. P-O-W. Opow. Opow. O-P-O-W, I think it's called. I'm not real sure. Amigo, come here. Paliho. When you get a haircut, all off, Opow. Opow. How do you spell that? How do you?
O-P-A-W. Upaw.
O-P-A-W?
O-P-A. Apple. W.
O as in Oscar?
Apple. Apple.
Apple. Apple.
P as in
Peter. And then
O.
O? Opow. A-P-O. Opow.
Oh.
Salamat.
O-P-A-W. I'll put, sir.
Okay. He's gonna write it down. They're gonna cut my hair. Just more proof that the creep lies about everything. Thank you. So I'm gonna be bald by this time Monday afternoon. I'm gonna be bald, and then we'll go out for lunch. Yeah, they hate me so much. They got permission from the landlord to bring me into their own personal house. They're gonna cut my hair, the two of them, Jessa and Honeyland. They're gonna cut my hair, and then I guess we'll go out for lunch. On Monday, your Sunday in America, my Monday here in the Philippines, we're gonna do that. I also have to get home today. I have to go pay my Globe bill, which shouldn't take much time today because it looks like it's empty, the mall. Because I went to use my credit card and it didn't work, remember? Also, I'm gonna go to a bank today. I think I better start getting ready to leave here if I'm going to get to that bank in time. I'm done. I could do 2 more plates, but I'm not done. I'm gonna leave them a little profit margin. I got a big haul. Omega, do you know what time it is?
136, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Fucking hot. How about a slow motion haircut without hair dye? That piece of shit. He's so vain. He dyes his hair like a little bitch. And amazing. The man has so many things wrong with his brain. He really does. I have a lot of stuff here, man. I think I'll get one more juice. Be right back. I'm done eating them. I'm gonna leave them 10% profit margin. That's okay. When the girls come here, the Filipino girls that I had here, they walk over to the buffet, and their option, they can do whatever they like. They loaded up the plate with three huge scoops of rice each, and then 2 ounces of meat, of each different kind of meat, which personally, they like rice. So I understand they like rice. But personally, if I go to a buffet, the last thing I want to eat is bread or rice. But Filipinos, they like their rice. And I even said to them, you know, you can have all the pork or shrimp you like. Yes, but we are Filipino. We like rice. And that's true. They like rice. So how many people come here, load up their plate with rice, and have one plate? And that's what they had. They had one plate, and they had also one snack, watermelon. That was it. And the rest was rice. And then the second trip, no rice, but just one little scoop of shrimp and pork. So how many people come here and just have a bowl, unlimited rice, and they just load their plate up? I mean, that's like paying 400 pesos for rice, when you could buy rice for 10 pesos a scoop. But that's the way the Philippines are. I've seen this in the buffet at the Henan Resort. They come in, they put the resort is $22 for a plate. You know, $22 for the buffet. They load up the plate with rice. They have one plate of rice for $22. Nice to have seen you again, Dana. See you next week, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Okay, what is on my list? Yeah, you want to hear about a bad experience, Passport? I was on, I only ate 3/4 of a pound of pork yesterday at about, like, maybe after I did my live stream, about 3 o'clock. So I went 20 hours. But I didn't have any rice. I didn't have any noodles. I didn't have any carrots. Maybe maybe an ounce of carrots. But I had a lot of chicken curry. I try to stay away from anything with starch in it. That actually works. And I am actually losing weight, even though I went to the buffet and everything. I'm definitely losing weight. Trying to wrap something up. Wrap it up like that. Wrap it up like that. Wrap it up like that. Put a rubber band around it.
Isa lang din yung guante. Teka, isa lang din yung guante.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it to that bank because now, first of all, it's far. I don't really have to get to the bank today. Okay, so I'm going to probably be losing the live stream almost any minute now. Because the battery only lasts 4 hours. And we're at about the 3 hour and 45-minute mark. I found the rebar bending, handheld rebar bender that I wanted. I found that on, I had to go through about 20 pages of crap, but I did find it. Amiga? Hollyhope? So, oh yeah, Jack was talking about giving him an uppercut. Oh, that would be fun. Thank you. Amiga, listen to me. You take it out of that, please. You know, I asked them for change before of 100 and bring me 20s. They didn't do that. So I'll just put a tip in the general box. And besides that, I did not know that they were, thank you. Okay. I did not know that they put the tip in their pocket because I really wanted to tip the people in the restaurant, not just them individually. That was my mistake. I should have asked. Some of them put it in their pocket, and some of them put the tip, the 20 peso tips in the tip jar. So I'd rather tip the whole of the restaurant rather than, amiga, here, you put this in the tip box. Paliho, put that in the box, not in your pocket. I know. So, yeah, so, amigo,
In a minute.
see you next week. Okay, now. There were two guys over here before. You didn't see them. Boy, these guys are fucking jealous bastards. There was two guys, men about my age, I guess. Year older, year younger, something like that. You have a nice day, Ray Vincent. That's Ray Vincent,
Ray
right?
Vincent.
Look at Ray Vincent. Take the mask off. Okay, let me put that. Let me see the face. Guapo, come closer. Ray Vincent, salamat. Thank you very much. Maybe next Friday, okay?
Can I talk, sir?
Maybe I will come next Friday.
Can I talk, sir?
Talk? Yeah.
Subscribe, Arawan Dutu. See you the next vlog of Michael.
Thank you. Salamat. Guapo ka.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Ikaw po.
There was a man on here. He said you guys hated me. He said you hate me.
No, sir.
Not true, right?
Not true, sir.
Thank you very much. You have a nice day, Ray Vincent. Next week I bring the girls. Ray Vincent, Philippines' next movie star. He says you're the next movie star. Very guapo, man. You have a photogenic face. Thank you. All right, so have a nice afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Tell everybody I said goodbye, okay? Salamat. Yeah, maybe I'll... Yeah, Jack talked about giving him an uppercut. I got one better than that, Jack. I got one better than that. I told him what I wanted to do if I got in the ring with him. It works every time, too. See, a lot of guys... Yeah, I don't really want to talk about fighting. Amping, salamat. Yeah, I'd like to get in the ring with him. I would love that. Find out how fucking tough he is. He's 10 seconds tough. I don't know. 10 seconds. I'm not real sure about that. Depends on how long it takes me to catch him. You gotta figure he's gonna be running. You gotta catch him. You know, I'm getting old. I can't run so fast anymore. Okay, now. Okay, so we got those over there. We got the mask. We got the glasses. We got the shrimp. We got the foods. We're done. All right, passport. I gotta... What do I really need to do? Hold on a minute. I got a list here of stuff I could still do in the mall. This is my book. The creep. He doesn't do anything all day long. Oh, yeah. He had to go to the store and buy vinegar to fix the stove. Okay, I need to get... I do want to tell you something. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you. See this tire here? I'm gonna have to try to get this vulcanized until the tire from Shopee. I ordered 2 of these tires from Shopee. This is my hand truck tire. It broke right where I said it would probably break, on the crease. Remember 2 weeks ago when I had the hand truck out? I had air in it all night, and then the tire blew up between the nighttime and the morning. The tube fell. And this is where it fell. See the corner here? How it's a natural bend? It's been sitting in a bag with, you know, in a drawer for 7, 8, 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. So when I unfolded it like this and like this, naturally I put air in it when I got it in the tire, but at the crease, right here at the crease, it split. You know, like, you know, when you put rubber underneath the crease for a certain amount of years, when the tube straightened out and filled up with air overnight, it split, and now it even got bigger since the other day. I can't find this tire. I went to every automotive store, every bicycle shop, and every hardware store. You know, online you could buy it from Shopee. I ordered 2 of them, but I don't know when they're coming. But I'll try to get this vulcanized, even if I give somebody 100 pesos and they try to fix it with a big rubber patch, and they do it with, you know, fire and glue. But I've gone to, so this is when the creep says that I don't know how to work or anything. I don't do anything. I brought that tire to more than, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 places that should have it. 2 automotive shops, 4 bicycle shops, 4 hardware stores. Mexico is done. The tire, the wheelbarrow tire is done. Here, this is my list for today only. Call HUD, HUD, housing, call HUD. Bring the belt for the Still Street saw. Mexico Electric is done. I did that this morning. I went to the tax office yesterday. I couldn't bring the weed whacker in this morning because I wouldn't have time to stop at the shop. I got to stay at the shop with the weed whacker. External battery, oh, that I could do. Gorilla Glass, that I could do here if they have it. Bank small bills. Bank is going to close in 5 minutes. Mothballs, I ordered online. I need a card. Yeah, I got a lot of shit. I do a lot of shit every day. Patrick Barker, thank you. Everybody else, thank you. I'm gonna shut it down now. Thank you very much for stopping by. The battery just said 15% battery, so the screen is gonna black out any minute. I want to thank everybody. Think that would be running in circles in the ring. It would be tough to catch him. I bet you he's really fast. I bet you he's really good at running away. I bet you he's really good at that shit. Avoiding fights. Probably been doing it all his life. He's probably an expert at running away. Backing up. Like he backs up to his paycheck because he's too embarrassed to look the man in the eye that's paying him for a job he probably never performed. If I leave right now, and I'm gonna walk out of here with this on, and then I'll see if I can get into the bank to get some small bills. I won't be able to go in the bank. What I really should do is go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Well, you're coming with me. Okay. Excuse me. You will watch this? I'm gonna. Let's put this on Guapacat. Guapacat. This is the girl who puts the money right in her pocket, yeah? In your pocket?
Oh my God! Oh my
You put it in the pocket?
Oh my God!
Naka-video.
Alin mo?
Tingnan mo yung business na ito. Puput the money in the pocket.
Maganda na sila.
Itan ka ma.
Kita ko. Masumbag, manakot na yun.
Duhara ba? 10 ka buong kang night. $10 naman eh.
Ano na may nagkuhan dahil price?
Basta mo, basta na kay Subo na pinagawat. $10 na. 10 convert na. Ano yung na. 10 times 50 man ang $1. 500 na.
Amiga.
Yes.
Here, watch. Let me show you this. Look, look, look. Show us how you put it in not the tip jar. You throw it in your pocket. Show. Put it right in your pocket, like slide it in. Come on, put it in the back pocket.
Why?
If I give you money, you put it in your pocket, yeah? It's yours, yeah? So show us how you put your hand there in the pocket. That's it. Look, the money not in the tip jar, in the pocket.
Just only kindi.
Only what? You have a nice day, sweetheart. See you next week, okay? Bye-bye, Jama. Yeah. Hello. Okay, umping. Okay, what's up, Bayan? Good night. Bye-bye, honey. Have a nice day, sir. Bye-bye. Okay. Wow, that guy had a freaking load. That was a big load, my friend. Look at all those dishes he had on that one tray. Holy shit. Very strong man. You're a very strong man. You have a nice day. Humping. See you next week. Amigo, next week. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, they hate me. Fucking creep. Okay, it's gonna die right about here. It's gonna die. I gotta get change. This bank should be open. Are you online? Do we have to fill something out?
You ask their chef?
Go inside? No more? Okay, thank you. Thank you. No more? 2 o'clock? It's not 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock already? Okay. Salamat.